Ever noticed how a single person can walk into a room and, without saying a word, make the air feel thin? You find yourself checking your phone for no reason. You start rehearsing your sentences. You anticipate a storm that hasn't even started yet. You are walking on eggshells, but here is the strange part. You are the one who bought the eggs. You are the one who laid them down. And you are the one trembling as they crack beneath your feet. You feel exhausted. You feel like you are losing your mind. You feel like you are disappearing, piece by piece, into someone else's shadow. But I want you to look at that exhaustion differently. This is not a breakdown. This is training camp. You have been placed in an elite, high-pressure environment designed to test the very fabric of your soul. What you have been calling anxiety is actually your intuition sharpening itself. What you call hypervigilance is actually an advanced level of social intelligence. You aren't falling apart. You are being forged. Your current struggle is not your cage. It is your strategic advantage. Here is the truth. A narcissist does not have power over you because they are strong. They have power over you because they have convinced you that your empathy is a weakness. They have studied your kindness, your need to be understood, and your desire for harmony. They have turned your best traits into weapons and used them against you. But a weapon can change hands. The game changes the moment you realize that their power is entirely dependent on your participation. If you stop playing your role, the play cannot continue. To break the spell, you don't need to scream. You don't need to fight. You need to move in the shadows of your own mind. You need to take 4 hidden actions that shift the gravity of the relationship. It begins with the most difficult silence you will ever hold. You must kill the urge to be understood. Think about the last time you argued. You were desperate, weren't you? You were explaining your feelings, citing examples, trying to show them the logic of your pain. You thought if you just found the right words, the right tone, the right analogy, the light bulb would finally go off in their head. Listen to me carefully. They already understand you. They just don't care. In fact, the more you explain, the more you lose. Every time you try to justify your boundaries, you are actually telling them that your boundaries are up for negotiation. You are handing them a map of your insecurities. You are showing them exactly where to strike next time. The hidden action is to become a closed book. When they accuse you of something ridiculous, do not defend yourself. When they twist your words, do not correct them. When they demand an explanation for why you are tired or why you need space, give them a wall of polite, boring neutrality. I hear you. That's an interesting perspective. I'm not discussing this further. By refusing to explain, you reclaim your authority. You are stating, without saying it, that your reality does not require their validation to be true. You are stepping out of the courtroom and into your own life. Read that again. Your reality does not require their validation to be true. Once you stop explaining, you will notice a surge of energy. Usually, that energy is spent on them. Now, it starts to pool inside you. And this is where you apply the second hidden action. You must stop being a mirror. A narcissist lives for the reflection they see in your eyes. When they are cruel, they want to see your hurt. When they are charming, they want to see your adoration. They are a parasite of emotion. They feed on your reactions, any reaction. Even your anger is a feast for them, because it proves they still control the climate of your heart. To break their power, you must become emotionally unreadable. Imagine a lake. When the wind blows, the surface ripples. The narcissist is the wind. They blow and blow, expecting you to ripple. But what if you became the deep water instead? What if, no matter how hard they blew, the surface stayed perfectly still? This is your hidden superpower. It is called the gray rock, but in your training camp, we call it strategic indifference. You become the most boring person in their world. You offer no drama, no tears, no flared temper. You give them nothing but the facts. They will try to poke you. They will say the one thing they know hurts the most. And in that moment, your training will kick in. You will feel the sting, but you will not show it. You will look at them with the same level of interest you would give a weather report for a city you don't live in. When they can no longer predict your reaction, they lose their grip. Their power was always just a reflection of your intensity. Without your reflection, they are forced to look at their own emptiness. And that is a sight they cannot handle. But don't be fooled. When you pull back, they will change tactics. They will suddenly become the person you first fell in love with. The good version will return. They will offer promises, gifts, and a version of the future that looks exactly like your dreams. This is the most dangerous part of the training camp. The third hidden action is to trust the pattern, not the person. You have been trained to believe in the potential of people. You think their good version is who they really are, and the bad version is just a mistake or a result of stress. Here is the truth. The good version is the hook. The bad version is the reality. A master strategist does not look at what someone says they will do. They look at what someone has done repeatedly over time. If they apologize on Monday and hurt you the same way on Friday, the apology was not a gesture of love. It was a tactical maneuver to keep you in the game. Stop listening to their words. Mute the audio of your life. Watch their actions as if you were watching a silent film. If the protagonist in the film keeps betraying the other characters, would you believe his speech at the end about being a changed man? Of course not. By prioritizing patterns over promises, you become immune to their manipulation. You are no longer waiting for them to change. You are changing how you respond to the fact that they won't. This leads you to the final, most powerful hidden action. It is the move that ends the war without a single shot being fired. You must build a secret world. The narcissist wants to be the center of your universe. They want your hobbies, your friends, your thoughts, and your goals to all flow through them. They want to be the gatekeeper of your happiness. The hidden action is to start living a life they have no access to. Start a project you don't tell them about. Reconnect with a friend they don't like. Learn a skill in the quiet hours of the morning. Cultivate a garden in your mind where they are not allowed to walk. This is your sanctuary. This is where the master strategist is born. The more you invest in yourself, without seeking their approval or involvement, the more your need for them dissolves. You are essentially starving the parasite. You are proving to yourself that you are a whole, functioning, vibrant being, completely independent of their shadow. One day, you will look at them and realize something profound. You won't feel anger. You won't feel a need for revenge. You will simply feel nothing. The air in the room will feel thick to them, but it will feel perfectly clear to you. They will try the old tricks, the old insults, the old hooks, and they will fall flat. You have graduated. You are no longer a victim of a personality disorder. You are a master strategist of your own life. You have taken your empathy, your resilience, and your intelligence, and you have turned them into a fortress. Listen to me carefully. The power was always yours. They were just borrowing it because you didn't know how to hold it yet. But the training camp is over. You know the moves. You see the patterns. You own the silence. Now, go out there and live like the strategist you were always meant to be. This is your life. Take the lead. Stay sharp. Stay calm.